Hello everyone, my name is Jabert and welcome back to Everlasting Summer. Excuse me, we're just gonna get back into the game right now. We ran with the last of our strength. Okay, first we choose... Wait a minute. Okay. We have to select the clubhouse. We are supposed to refuse. Go with the Lena? Now we're supposed to... I tried my best. Okay, but that's not all. Okay. Wait a minute. Wait, where are we supposed to go now? Wait, hold on a minute. Oh. Oh, okay. We'll just go everywhere. Oh, it froze. That's okay. We're not seeing much. Stay on guard. Yeah, we're just gonna be skipping through a lot of things today. We are supposed to do nothing, just stay seated. Watching the fire. Go to Ulyana. I didn't think about Ulyana that evening at all. That's the thing with the cake. That thing with the cake. Like it didn't even happen. So I remembered with, well, her resentful, disappointed face. Maybe in some other situation I never would have decided to go to her, but now a fine reason to leave this place and end this stupid hike has appeared. Recalling that Olga Dmitrievna told me to be prepared for new tasks, I decided not to ask for permission, and after choosing a proper moment, I disappeared in the woods. Night fell on the camp. I mentally thanked the camp leader for not researching the land too well, since this meant civilization was only a few hundred meters away. Another long walk through the night forest was not on my plans. Soon I came to the square and hesitated. Wouldn't it look silly? What would I tell Ulyana? Moreover, why would I go to see her in the first place? My head was so heavy and full that there was no room for it in the development of any ideas. If I would compare my brain at its prime to a broad highway... Oh, yeah. Yeah, so it's better not to think about anything. Wait. overtaking each other and causing giant chaotic crashes, then now it's nothing but a forgotten tiny path. And yeah, we already seen that before. Shoot. Okay. So it's better not to think about anything and just act. But where should I go? Maybe to our cabin? And what if she's not there? All of a sudden, something knocked me down and I fell to the asphalt. It's a good thing I had time to stretch out my arms, otherwise I would have broken my nose.
Gotcha! Gotcha!
I quickly got up from the ground and saw Uliana standing before me. What are you doing? I couldn't stop myself from shouting despite my best efforts.
You shouldn't be stargazing.
She answered viciously. What if I had smashed my nose or had broken my arm? I had said more calmly.
Well, neither of those happened.
Look, why do you always mock me? I always regret my decision to try and ease her loneliness. Was today's punishment not enough for you? Can you even draw simple conclusions?
It's entirely your fault.
The smile instantly disappeared from Uliana's face. What exactly is my fault?
Everything!
You mean I am to blame all the time?
Yes!
She crossed her hands in front of her chest and turned away. Great. I suddenly wanted to get away from this place as fast as possible. But it was because of you I came here.
What?
I guess you are quite bored, given that everybody is hiking and you're alone here.
I don't care.
She yelled cheerfully.
Well, if things are that way, what do you want to do?
What do you mean?
Well, if you came here because of me...
Such a thought hadn't occurred to me. Although I don't really know what I came here for. After such a greeting, I no longer want to do anything.
Then it's up to me to choose,
said Uliana cheerfully and started to think. I stared at her for some time, but then couldn't stand it. Listen, if you are again planning to...
I know! Let's scare the others. We'll dress up as ghosts, for example. It's going to be so much fun!
I don't know what happened to my Uliana voice today, guys. I didn't find this funny in any way. Enough of that already. Began tiredly, but broke off. Maybe that's not such a bad idea. After all, by the time she thinks it over and gathers all she needs, Olga Dmitrievna and the pioneers will already be back. If I came here because of Uliana, then I need to play along. Perhaps you're right.
What?
She was looking at me with her eyes wide open.
Are you going to greet just like that?
Well, what's so wrong about that? And furthermore, if you insist. She studied me attentively for several seconds and then rattled off.
Excellent! Then we need some bed sheets. We want to look like real ghosts, don't we?
Probably.
You go get them.
Uliana announced imperiously. Where do you think I'm going to get them?
Take them from your cabin, obviously.
It wasn't that obvious to me.
So you don't want to?
She instantly made a gloomy face. Okay. I recalled the fact that there were spare sets of bed linen in Olga Dmitrievna's wardrobe, so maybe there was nothing to worry about. We approached the camp leader's cabin and I said to Uliana, "Wait for me here."
Sir, yes, sir.
She rattled off and saluted me. It seemed Uliana was entirely immersed in the game. I quickly found 2 clean white bed sheets. It's a shame they are going to get smudged. Here, take it. I handed one of the bed sheets to her.
It's too large for me,
Uliana said after twirling it in her hands. No wonder, considering her height. Give it to me. I folded the bed sheet in half and gave it back to her.
It's much better now. Follow me.
She put the white cloth over her head and ran into the forest. Wait! I threw myself after her. Just a few minutes later, we were near the pioneers' campfire, hiding behind the trees. Oh my god. We're such rascals, you know? We're such rascals. Jeez. I love this game. I really do. It's such fun. Such fun. I love the characters. Taking a screenshot. There we go. Now it was Now it was clear that the trick, harmless at first, was taking an unpleasant twist. For some reason, I was sure from the start that the hike would end before Ulyana took any actions. And now we were standing 10 meters away from the Pioneers, just in bedsheets. We didn't look frightening at all. Rather, we looked more comical.
Get ready, on my command.
Wait. Actually, I was joking when I agreed to help all this. Think again. It won't do any good. You will get yourself put under house arrest until the end of the shift. Okay, sorry about that. And so will I.
No retreat, no surrender. Are you ready? On the count of 3.
I started scrolling through all the possible outcomes in my head feverishly. There weren't many of them. First one, me and Ulyana run out from behind the trees and start the Pioneers laughing, resulting in me getting a considerable scolding from the camp leader and possibly something even worse. And Ulyana is sentenced to the highest measure of punishment feasible under the laws of the Pioneer camp. Second one, I stay here and observe the others how Ulyana runs around the glade in a bedsheet with the others. She is sentenced to the highest measure, like in the first option, and I stay in relative safety. Third one, I do everything possible to prevent her from committing this act of moral vandalism, and no one suffers but her self-esteem. Oh god. It could have all gone so well, but either of those thoughts took more than 3 seconds, or Ulyana shortened the count, so I hadn't managed to pull myself together in time when she sprang out into the glade screaming inhumanely. Oh my god. Jesus Christ, Ulyana, you're crazy. This music, though. As expected, all the Pioneers laughed loudly. Someone even fell from the log he was sitting on and started rolling on the ground. They looked horrified. I tried to save the day and yelled as loud as possible so Ulyana would hear me, but not the others. Fool, stop it! Come here! She's crying. Oh. I don't know whether it was my persuasion that worked or Ulyana understood that her performance had failed, but she ran in my direction quickly and, without pausing, hid herself in the forest. I didn't hesitate to follow her. Such a finale left a tiny chance that she won't be punished again. It's good that I didn't join in on that tragicomical act. Now I need to find Ulyana. Ulyana. It turned out to be not that hard, as she hadn't managed to get far. Oh, she's crying. Ulyana was sitting on a tree stump, crying. Oh, I stood still, hesitating. Of course, such an outcome was to be expected, but now I had absolutely no idea of what to do or how to comfort her. And besides, I'd gone back to the camp intentionally, and I had agreed to participate in that show. But it just got worse. As well as that, I was tired unto death. At that moment, I wished it would all just cease to exist. I just wanted to close my eyes and appear elsewhere, preferably in a quiet and peaceful place. But the sight of the sobbing Ulyana obliged me to take action. I walked up to her and sat down on the ground. Well, what were you expecting anyway? Began philosophically. It was sure to end up this way.
You're to blame for everything. You...
Ulyana shouted in tears. So, what would have changed if I had sprung out with you back there? We both would have been laughed at, that's all.
You always act this way. Always!
Her sobbing was becoming louder and louder, and then she suddenly rushed at me and started pounding on my chest with her fists. God damn it! Stop assaulting me! The hits were not hard. Oh, thank God. It was more likely an attempt to take out the despair that had gripped Ulyana than a real wish to beat me up. Calm down already, I said firmly. She stopped crying for a second and hugged me.
Maybe nothing would have changed, but it would have been more comfortable for me if we went together.
I didn't know what to say, so I just patted her on the head.
Can I stay like this for a little bit longer?
Yes. that time, she didn't seem like a dangerously explosive nuclear reactor in the form of a little girl, but just like a little sister of mine who'd messed things up. I wasn't mad at her at all. On the contrary, it seemed I too was beginning to care about the failure of the ghost play acting. It's all right. It's all right. We'll scare them properly next time.
Yeah.
Aww. Why are we always like on the ground? Why are are her legs? Wait. Oh, okay, that's my leg. I thought her legs were doing like this. These were both her legs, and they're like doing a weird spread in action. But like, no, those are both her legs. Yeah, she has like 3 legs. This music, though, it's very whimsical, like a carnival, but like a whimsical carnival. I don't know for how much longer we sat in silence. Uliana stopped crying, and I didn't want to disturb her, as she had just calmed down. But I also had absolutely no desire to stay in the forest overnight. Hey, let's get back to the camp. I shook her shoulders gently, but there was no answer. Uliana had fallen asleep. Hey! I shook her harder. No effect. At that moment, I wanted to cry. Why does this always happen to me? Why do we get caught up in these foolish situations always and everywhere? Even having suddenly appeared in a weird pioneer camp in the middle of nowhere, I don't get to become a subject in an experiment, a victim of a sick cosmic mind, or a participant in an intergalactic war on the side of a group of suicide-prone pacifists like a regular hero of science fiction. No, instead I have to spend the night in a forest with a little girl in my arms who is muffled in a bedsheet. Next time, I'd rather have the monstrous experiments. Damn. I stood up and put the sleeping Uliana on my back. Maybe there was a way to wake her up, but firstly, I didn't want to, and secondly, one more burden or one less. At that point, it made no difference. It's good that she's not heavy. At the square, I stopped, put Uliana on a bench, and threw myself down beside her, totally exhausted. Even a little girl is hard to carry for too long. The stars in the sky were shining brightly. Perhaps they give their light not only to me in this camp, but also shine on the city where I was born and where my old home is. It was as if a pain settled in my chest. I envisioned my old flat clearly, and detestable burning started to make its way from my stomach to my throat. No, it was not wistfulness. More like a sad reminiscence. So there, and I don't know if I will get back. One question still ate at me: how I ended up here. Played out in my mind. The situation lately, the thoughts are acting with everyday routine affairs, and I was like, I'm sure this place. So small, but she snores so loudly. I said, put Uliana on my back again and headed to her cabin. Oh, it froze. It's okay, guys. It'll be fine. Unfreeze. Unfreeze now, motherfucker. Oh, there we go. I had no desire to explain everything to Alyssa, so I just put the sleeping Uliana on the porch, knocked at the door, and left quickly. I approached Olga Dmitriev's in the cabin with mixed feelings. On the one hand, I had done what I intended to do. I had comforted and entertained Uliana. On the other hand, the 2 crumpled bedsheets in my hands looked more like rags left over from some worn-out straitjacket. Opened the door softly and went in. Semyon! Olga Dmitrievna was sitting at the desk, and it seemed she had been waiting for me. Do you want to explain something to me? Well, just don't scold her again. It's my fault. Just like that, I became a hero, to my own surprise. My tongue acted faster than my thoughts. Perhaps some of my best traits, which I wasn't even aware of, have shown themselves. Humanity as opposed to common sense. Really? Having started this, I chose to stick to my decision. And I need to let Clover in because she's knocking at my door. Hello. Hello, little one. Hello, little one. She's my little no cinnamon bun. Well, it was me who got the bed sheets, and I was staying behind a tree back then. Behind what tree? The camp leader looked at me in astonishment. So, what did you need bed sheets for? I realized my mistake. So, you're not talking about the forest thing? Simeon, I don't understand you. I wanted to know where you disappeared to so mysteriously during the hike, but now I would be interested in listening to your bedsheet story. But it was impossible that she and all the others hadn't seen Ulyana's performance. The pioneers start laughing out loud. Couldn't have been only my imagination. Olga Dmitrievna, I'm serious. Didn't you see someone in a bedsheet spring out at you recently? So it was you? She gave me a close look. No, it wasn't me. Couldn't she just tell from my height? But you're holding the bedsheets. Yes. I couldn't understand if she was playing me for a fool or if she really didn't know what this was all about. Olga Dmitrievna, let's act like this conversation never happened. I'm too tired for today. Alright, go to bed. To my surprise, she readily agreed. What? Of course, I was astonished by such a reaction, but I decided to use the moment. I wrapped the blanket around myself and turned to face the wall, but I couldn't sleep. There were no thoughts. My head was aching, but I still couldn't manage to fall asleep. Rolled to the other side, and images of the day started flashing before my eyes. I shut my eyes tight to drive them away, but it didn't work. Suddenly I heard a knocking at the window. Olga Dmitrievna seemed to be asleep. I dressed myself and walked outside. Ulyana was standing before me with a tricky smile.
How did you manage to carry me to the cabin? Wasn't it hard?
Not really. What have you come here for? I couldn't sleep, but at that moment bed seemed to be the only place where I could reside with no suffering, which is why Ulyana's sudden visit didn't please me at all. Excuse me.
How was she? Did you get scolded?
No, I avoided it somehow.
That's great then. I always get lucky.
That's for sure. My eyes began closing despite my will. Seems that slumber has finally come upon me. Look, I'm very tired.
This won't take long. Close your eyes.
It was the easiest thing to do, and I didn't even want to know what she needed it for. Maybe that way she would leave me alone sooner. Close my eyes. Oh! Into that moment, I felt a brief kiss. Ooh! Oh my god! Now I don't know what to use for the fucking... Probably this. I'll use this for the thumbnail. God damn it. God damn it, Ulyana. Why are you kissing me now? I didn't know she liked me. Just kidding. And it froze. It's okay, guys. It's fine. My eyes opened by themselves, but Ulyana was already running away, waving her hand to me. I stood still, benumbed, and I couldn't even manage to shout out anything after her. I don't know for how long I stood like that, but eventually the night chill cleared my stupor. I shivered and went back to bed. This time I didn't want to sleep. I wanted to think it all through, but my eyes, which had begun to close as I was standing before Ulyana, seemed to issue a command to the rest of my body, and I fell asleep before I realized what happened. Yay! Wow, we did the whole day in one episode, guys. One episode. Day 6, motherfuckers! Hey, Ulyana! Hey, little girl! Girly! Oh, I just wanted to say, she looks like the doll from, Island of Misfit Toys from Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. I can't see that my morning was good. Well, too bad. With that being said... Sorry. With that being said, if you guys enjoyed this and would like to see more of this game, then leave a like down below, leave a comment down below, share with your friends, subscribe if you haven't, ring that notification bell, and remember, die safely. Bye-bye!